ESPN Figure 8 Racing brings out the beast in the Gravedigger. The Clydesdale throws a shoe. It's the superstars of monster truck racing, including Bigfoot's quest for revenge. Stay tuned. I'm Scott Douglas. Today's TNT Monster Truck Challenge leaps into Louisville, Kentucky, best known for historic Churchill Downs, home of the Kentucky Derby. It's not the only track of note in Louisville, though, where a capacity crowd awaits the superstars of monster truck racing at the Louisville Motor Speedway. Today's highlights, it's figure 8 racing for the monster trucks. Lots of turning, wild races. It is the longest course on the TNT circuit, so engine heat will be a factor. And there's a new Clydesdale. He had no choice, and we're about to tell you why. All pink, all new Clydesdale Chevrolet, Bennett Clark out of Dallas, Texas. Well, not actually all new. He had to do a little rebuilding on the inside and a lot of repainting and rebuilding on the outside. Here's why. Dallas, Texas. Texas Stadium. Nice calm run, right? Wrong. End of the run. Wild hair. Plows into Bennett Clark, and the Clydesdale is on his lid. Army Armstrong's with Bennett Clark.
Well, thanks, Scott. Bennett, real quick, tell us some of the work you had to do on the truck to get it racing again after the Dallas flip.
Well, we took the truck, put a brand new body on it. The roll cage was damaged a little bit. We replaced a lot of the roll bars up in the top, straightened those out. We replaced some. It damaged my intake that I homemade that I usually run. We took that motor out and replaced the motor with a blown injected motor on alcohol now.
Okay, now that was a bad luck. The last time we saw you in Dallas, Texas. We're coming to Louisville, Kentucky. If there's a silver lining to a cloud, you proved to us last year Louisville is your silver lining because this truck seems to like this track. You had one of the most dramatic finishes in the sport last year. Can you turn the bad luck from Dallas into good luck in Louisville?
Well, I hope so, Army, because this is a long track. I've come from behind the big Carolina Crusher last year. He thought he had me beat. You know, he wasn't watching what he was doing. The race is not over till the green flag drops.
Well, Scott, that's a handle on it right now, Louisville, Kentucky. This guy thinks he may have the trump card up his sleeve. Remember, this race is not over until it's over. This is the guy that told you. He proved it last year. Let's see what he's going to do this year.
Thanks, Army. You know, it's been a unique marriage between Louisville Motor Speedway and TNT. LMS rated as one of the nicest short tracks in the entire country by NASCAR, while TNT has always provided this speedway with the Major League and monster truck racing. And it's got a great tradition here. Bigfoot, Carolina Crusher, Awesome Kong, Equalizer, all have victories in TNT monster truck action here. And all of them, except Awesome Kong, are back to try and do it again here in 1990. You know, the uniqueness of this course is, of course, the X in the middle, the left-hand turns, the right-hand turns, but also the length of the course. It'll take between 45 and 50 seconds for the top monsters to get around one lap on the figure 8 chute at Louisville Motor Speedway. Chris Chapman is standing by to talk more about it, and you know, Chris, it's going to be a course where some speed will be attained. Scott Stevens in the Auto Value King Crunch said he thinks these trucks with the right gear could get up to 60 miles an hour on this course.
That's right, Scott. It should be a very fast race course as this track is almost a half a mile long. Right now I'm standing on the start-finish line. The trucks will start here, take the first half of the 8, take the cars behind me, jump those, come out to my left, take another half of the 8, and come back across the cars and finish here. Now, there's two things that these drivers are going to have to contend with. One is the heat, and two are the turns. Let me explain first about the heat. It's been 90 degrees, hot, sultry, and humid here in Louisville, Kentucky. This asphalt is just pouring out the heat. The second thing are the turns. On one half of the loop, these guys are going to be on the inside, and on the other half, obviously, they're going to take the outside. They must stay in their lane, or they're going to be disqualified.
Coming into the competition at Louisville Motor Speedway, the Equalizer has a 4-point lead over Bigfoot. Again, it'll be Bigfoot 4 racing with Bigfoot 8 banished, at least for the time being. The Auto Value King Crunch a strong third. The Carolina Crusher's been coming on. Awesome Kong is not here. He'll lose some ground today. USA 1 is in the 6th hole. Gravedigger could overtake him. The Buffalo Tremor, Nightlife, and the Outlaw rounding out the top 10. Gravedigger is set to go, and again, with any kind of run here, he should be able to get past the USA 1 truck on the season points ledger because USA 1 not running on the figure 8 course at Louisville.
Outlaw will be lined up against Gravedigger. This is qualifying round competition, but you got to remember, these two guys are two of the biggest rivals in the sport, and they do not want the other guy to cross the finish line first, anytime, any place, for any reason. First time to the jump, it's Gravedigger first. Look at the air. Oh my, there are parts flying from underneath the Gravedigger. Dennis Anderson is shearing parts everywhere. He has apparently gone dead in the water in the turn. I don't know. I'll take that back. He's still rolling. The Outlaw trying to make up ground. He'll have the inside on the stagger. Gravedigger is still rolling, but I guarantee you, he's rolling with less parts than he had earlier. Still, he'll get a faster qualifying time than the Outlaw. Wow-wee, what a lap for Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger. Again, though, watch here on the first jump. And the ramps. Everybody's been worried about the ramps. Look at how they shot Dennis Anderson's Gravedigger straight up. And there you see some of the loop, the safety loop shields being thrown off of the Gravedigger. Boy, Dennis Anderson got a rough ride and is checking out the damage big time to see if he's going to be ready to go racing when the first round of competition comes up. Chris Chapman is in the pits to keep an eye on the situation today. She's headed back to find out what happened to Dennis Anderson.
Dennis Anderson, obviously, no front drive shaft. Can you tell us if there's any other problems?
Yeah, we broke a mid-plate that the transfer case bolts to. You know, in qualifying, the ramps were really kind of steep. And, got a right much air, came down on one side, it crammed the shaft back into the case, and it broke the mid-plate on the transfer case and broke the front drive shaft out of it.
Do you believe it's a track?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's like we're going to run fast. We kind of need some mellow ramps. We can still get air. That track right there, if I really would have hammered the truck, I would have skied it out and broke it in two probably.
Are you going to be able to come back? That's the big question.
I don't think so. We broke the rear tie rod in too, so we're out of it as usual.
Competition on the figure-8 course at Louisville Motor Speedway in Kentucky. Clydesdale, the Chevrolet, trying to bounce back from the disaster of Dallas, going up against John Moore, the no-problem Ford Bronco from Lafayette, Tennessee. They come to the cars for the first jump. Oh no, Clydesdale has sheared the right back wheel. Clydesdale has completely sheared the right back wheel off that Chevrolet. John Moore continues in the no-problem truck. He'll get an easy victory, but there you see the Clydesdale wheel completely snapping off the first time that he came across in this first round. John Moore wins it in no problem, but the story, the dismantling of the Clydesdale truck. After what happened to him in Dallas, you just got to shake your head. All of a sudden, Bennett Clark cannot buy a break. Let's watch the replay from another angle. It was the first impact that time. It just snapped the axle, apparently, and rips the wheel right off the back of the Clydesdale Chevrolet. So Bennett Clark is back in a heap of trouble, this time at Louisville, Kentucky. Here's Army with Bennett.
Bennett, do you have any idea what happened?
Yeah, I just took a look at it. I broke the whole axle housing off right next to where the planetary bolts to the axle.
We were talking about your luck changing when you came to Louisville. It doesn't look like it's going to be that way. But Bennett, something I noticed in the qualifying round, these ramps look awfully steep. You guys are going way up in the air real quick.
Yeah, these are the steepest ramps I believe we've ever had. And, you know, I mean, we used to have these ramps 3 years ago. And I don't know, it takes a real tough truck to stand through this right here, no doubt. I don't know, you know. We've torn this one up.
We'll let you get back up, so I'm glad you're okay.
Thank you.
Gravedigger's black cloud must have found Clydesdale in Dallas and followed him here to Louisville. That's brand new fiberglass and paint all crunched up there. Chris Chapman's about to catch up with no problems John Moore.
Did you see what happened to Bennett?
I saw something bounce real slow going by me out there on after the first set of cars. I don't I don't know what happened to him. I really don't know what happened.
He lost his rear back right wheel. What do you think about that?
Oh, man, that's the one I welded last year.
Good luck to you on the next round, John.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Boy, there's a card for you. John Moore welded the wheel for Clydesdale, he says. And that is the one that came off. I'll tell you, John Moore's a character now. We'll be probably seeing more of him today. Bigfoot, the Bigfoot 4 truck, but it's got a new pilot, Andy Brass. Maybe that's part of the problem. It's already gone dead. Andy Brass driving in place of John Pyatt, who was injured in an exhibition with that truck. And the Outlaw, who wants nothing more than to beat Bigfoot and take over supremacy in the Ford camp, is going to get an easy victory in the first round of competition. Let me tell you something here. This is very important that Bigfoot number 4 go ahead and finish this run, because several fast losers will get back into competition. And this is the kind of course where if you can just survive, you'll get through the first round. So Andy Brass is going to come on with it, and he may get a chance to come back. Outlaw gets the win, but look at Andy Brass. He is going full tilt as the Bigfoot number 4 truck is being hammered hard by new driver Andy Brass, who drove Bigfoot 8, dominated competition in the indoor part of the circuit, then was banned because he was too fast. Bigfoot 8 will come back later in the year, but Andy Brass knows Bigfoot 4 has got to score some points for it. Still this time, Mike Wine wins it in the Outlaw. There you see him. He's with Army Armstrong. Your winner is the Outlaw. Army?
Well, in motorsport, the rule is you take it any way they can give it to you. And, son, he had electrical problems, what it was. Not like a kill box or something, but it cut clean on him. First thing you asked me what happened to him, does that mean you weren't aware of it at all?
No, I wasn't aware of anything at all because I messed up the front end so bad when I went out and qualified. Both tie rods are broke. I got to thank Buffalo Trimmer, Johnny K, and everybody in the pits for even letting me get this truck back here. It's just barely welded together to even run. I never expected this at all. I'm in shock.
Well, you're going to the next round. You're going to pick up some good money here tonight, but are we going to be watching the Walking Wounded the rest of the night in the form of the Outlaw?
No, I'm going back now in the welder. I got a guy standing back there, and everybody in there is going to, with their best part, are going to help me. We're going to come back strong.
The quarterfinal round from Louisville, Kentucky is on the way. We'll be right back. Greg Holbrook celebrating a victory while we were away. The Equalizer has earned himself a berth in the semifinals. He dispatched the Mopar Magic Dodge of Jerry Wiggins. Now, Bigfoot came back as a fast loser, as we told you he might. He'll take on Auto Value King Crunch in the quarterfinal round. Andy Brass wants this victory badly. Remember, it was the Auto Value King Crunch that has kind of been the ringleader in the banned Bigfoot 8 controversy. Well, Bigfoot 8 is now banned, and Andy Brass, the Bigfoot 8 driver, has the Bigfoot 4 truck and will try to dispatch Crunch. And look at Bigfoot 4 come after it. Brass is after it. Brass has the lead in the turn as he has made up the stagger. One more time, and Andy Brass is about to record one of his most satisfying victories of the year. Wow, look at him go all out. Andy Brass and Bigfoot number 4 with the victory over the Auto Value King Crunch. And I'm going to tell you, when I watch Andy Brass, I see a guy who I think has built a lot of confidence in the truck that he was driving earlier in the year in Bigfoot 8, and knowing he can air it out, the truck will stop. The truck will be kind to him. Now he's gone back to an older model truck. It's not as kind to him. It doesn't stop as easy. But Andy Brass is still driving it the same way. Watch him here on the second lead and look at him air it out. You know, Bigfoot is suing TNT to try and get Bigfoot 8 reinstated. But right now, Andy Brass looks like he's got plenty in Bigfoot 4.
Andy, we know there's no love lost between you and Stevens. He's been going around. As a matter of fact, he's even got a sign on the front of his truck in reference to a lawsuit that you'll have against the TNT people. That's his viewpoint. You told me in Dallas that you would love nothing better than to come back and beat him with an older truck, and that's exactly where you are right now.
Yeah, that's right. You know, everybody's protesting a new truck and everything. You know, well, we brought out the old one and proved we can do it right again with the old one. You know, we don't really need a new one, but the new one's a lot safer. It's a lot better truck, and it puts on a lot better show. You know, we can come back out with the old Ford Bigfoot, you know, and beat them. That just tickles me pink.
Look at that smile. That's a smile from feeling like he made Scott Stevens eat some of the sheet metal right there as he brought the old truck out and beat the Auto Value King Crunch. Well, obviously, one of the two Fords in this quarterfinal showdown is already out of it. John Moore's no problem has kind of gone dead in the water, if you will. So the Outlaw, you can just look at it and know he's not 100%, but all he has to do is make a legal run, and he is going to earn a spot in the semifinals. So Mike Wine, the crew from Pennsauken, New Jersey, is not mowing people down with impressive performances here, but this is a course where if you can survive every run, you may be around for the next round of competition, because this is truly a monster truck course of attrition, and the latest to be eliminated by mechanical problems is the no problem Ford Bronco. Put the Outlaw in the semifinals and give the victory to Mike Wine. A lot of smoke out of the Outlaw's headers, but obviously he gets the win despite the heat problems. Here's the start again, and John Moore just immediately dived and never got it fired, and really that was all the Outlaw needed. He could take it nice and smooth from that point on. John Moore shaking his head, and Mike Wine's going back to say yeah to Chris Chapman.
You said it earlier. What in the world else can go wrong with this truck?
You're not going to believe this. We got it narrowed down to either I blew a head gasket. We're going out there, and it's still 220 degrees. We broke the front end and broke the drive shaft. We worked on it so hard, I totally forgot about the motor. Just negligence. Ran it out there a second time. Foot broke down. I got to come back again. It broke the front drive shaft. And we still worked on the original problem, the tie rod. Went back out there 220 degrees. It's well over 260. I don't even know if I took out the rings in the motor or the water temperature. But you know me, I'll get it fixed some way. I'm going to go back out the next round no matter what. If I'm going to destroy it, it's going to be destroyed on the racetrack by somebody trying to beat me. I'm not going to give up. Nobody's going to get a bye run off me.
The superstars of monster truck racing on the TNT Monster Truck Challenge. Well, they love this matchup at Louisville Motor Speedway. The Chevrolet, the World Championship runner-up a year ago, the Carolina Crusher, against the runner-up from 2 years ago, Bigfoot. But again, this is Bigfoot 4, and Andy Brass is in trouble. It looks like he has died again. He's had this problem the entire way. He's fired again, but he's almost a half a lap down. Bigfoot is coming on. Crusher with a huge lead. Andy Brass is coming after him. Look at him chewing up the ground. Bigfoot has not conceded this race. He's got the inside on the stagger. Andy Brass is going for it. Crusher still has the lead. Here they come to the finish. It's a photo. I don't know who won it. Andy Brass, in one of the greatest monster truck runs I've ever seen, has this crowd electrified at Louisville Motor Speedway. I don't know if it was good enough for the win, but he won a lot of hearts, ladies and gentlemen. Again, something wrong in terms of carburation or in the electrical system. Something virtually killed Bigfoot, and Crusher built a huge lead. But Andy Brass may be the most aggressive driver in the sport today. He buries it. He catches him on the last set. I don't know, it's close. He might have actually pulled it off. Let's go to Army, who's got both drivers with him.
Ladies and gentlemen, you had to see, I believe, the best monster truck race ever. You just saw it. Between the Carolina Crusher Chevrolet and the Bigfoot Ford. Andy Brass, it bobbled on you right on the starting line. Have any idea what happened?
No, I don't. You know, we've been having problems with that right on off the line. All night tonight it's been bobbling on us. We fixed it one run, and then this one it acted up again.
Well, by the crowd screaming, we just found out you're coming to the finals. You took the win. Gary, does that surprise you?
It was a very close race. I knew I was going to push the truck really hard, and they're running against Andy, and right there at the end, I thought he did get me.
Wow, that's not a lawnmower getting ready to cut your grass outside. That is how bad the Outlaw sounds right now. This is a sick engine, ladies and gentlemen. But the Outlaws, Mike Wine said, nobody gets a bye run. He is going to try and push the Equalizer in the semifinal matchup. But I'm going to tell you, I just don't think Mike Wine's got much to work with against the truck that won the World Championship a year ago, and the rookie, full of confidence, Greg Holbrook, driving the Equalizer. Well, you can see the Outlaws already cooked. Equalizer doesn't know it or is going off. Look at, man, he really hit hard, but he's still going. Outlaw's dead in the water. Equalizer can ease up if he wants to. He is going to the finals against Bigfoot in what's going to be a classic race and one that's critical for the points. Greg Holbrook the winner in the Equalizer. And we'll have the championship coming up here at Louisville Motor Speedway in just a few moments. And when we do, it'll be a key matchup toward determining who's going to win the World Championship in 1990. You see, Outlaw, we talked about the heat factor earlier, all the problems he's had, and the engine just could not stand anymore. He dies in the turn. In the meantime, Equalizer coasting to victory, knowing he's going to have his best shot ready for Andy Brass and that Bigfoot Ford. Greg Holbrook's Equalizer, the Chevrolet, goes to meet the big bad Ford in the final. It's a classic Monster Smash Championship, and it's coming up next on ESPN. Louisville, Bigfoot and Equalizer in the final. Chris has caught up with Bigfoot founder Bob Chandler, who doesn't like the idea of Bigfoot 4 having to race these trucks. He's not a happy man about Bigfoot 8's banishment, but he's got to be happy that Bigfoot 4 is keeping him in the points race.
Bob, you've got to feel a little bit vindicated. You didn't want Bigfoot 4 out here running, and you're winning.
Well, Bigfoot 4 is a 7-year-old truck. We've done a lot of updating on it. In fact, we're running 2 nitrogen shocks on the back. We are running leaf springs, but it still is not what I call a stage 3 monster truck. It shouldn't be running out here this fast. It is doing a good job, and I thank the driver and everybody else. It is good, but it's still not the right truck for this job.
What's your secret to your success tonight?
Good people. I got good drivers. I got good shop people. We spend a lot of money maintaining our trucks and having preventive maintenance. Just trying hard.
Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Well, here we go. I'm going to tell you, the crowd is absolutely going bonkers here at Andy Vertrees' beautiful Louisville Motor Speedway for this final matchup. It's Bigfoot number 4 against Equalizer. Again, a slow start for Bigfoot. Equalizer is building a huge lead, but we've seen this before. And here comes Andy Brass, a full head of steam to the first jump. Now Bigfoot's got the inside. He got a little squirrely as he came off the first set. Equalizer trying to build up momentum on the outside. It's going to be another photo finish. Here they come to the wire. Oh my, another photo. It's too close to call. Equalizer and Bigfoot. What a race between the 2 greatest monster trucks in the world today. Or at least the 2 greatest monster truck camps, because Bob Chandler's saying, this is not my best truck, but I think he thinks this is his best driver, and Andy Brass is airing it out. Watch him come to the finish line. They almost collided. Look at that. Bigfoot almost landed on top of the Equalizer. Wow. Let's watch it from this angle and see if we can tell who the winner is. Again at the end, Bigfoot, if he'd have come toward the center another 6 inches, he would have absolutely landed on the Equalizer. But it appears that the Equalizer barely wins it. The finish line was actually right at the end of the cars, and Equalizer still had the lead at that point. He adds 2 points to his lead over Bigfoot. That's all. Equalizer now 6 points in front of Bigfoot. The Auto Value King Crunch loses some ground trying to track down the top 2. You see the rest of the top 10 as we take a deep breath after watching some of the greatest monster truck racing ever. And I'll tell you, a lot of it goes to Andy Brass, who absolutely put the Bigfoot truck through the paces and got everything out of it it had to give. But tonight, that was not enough to beat the rookie, to beat the kid, Greg Holbrook, who wins his 2nd straight event in the Equalizer Chevrolet. And indeed, Gary Cook has found himself a driver that will make that truck again a serious contender to win the World Championship. Pictures will say it all as they finish one more time. We'll see you next time on ESPN.